ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So, okay, we discussed about resistance. Resistance means opposition for the flow of electric current. Opposition for the flow of electric current is called resistance. So, resistance R can be written as rho L by A. R is equals to rho L by A. What is rho? Specific resistance or resistivity. L is length of the conductor. A is the area of cross section. L is the length of the conductor and A is the area of cross section. This is the resistance. So, generally according to Ohm's law, R can be written as V by I. R can be written as V by I. But resistance does not depends on potential and current. That is the formula. But resistance depends on the dimensions, length of the conductor and area of the conductor. So, that is the condition here. And one more thing, some special cases in case of resistance, we know R is equals to rho L by A. Here the situation is, if the same wire, for example, so this is one copper wire of certain length L and radius is R. Radius is copper wire of length L and radius is R. Now the same wire is stretched, that means length becomes doubled. Let us say the same wire is stretched means increase in length. Or if the same wire is melting and made in the form of a sphere, this is the wire of length L and having the radius R. Here volume is equals to that we can write pi R square L. Volume equals to pi R square L. Now here the wire is elongated or stretched. That means the length becomes doubled or tripled, or length increases. And another condition is, if the same wire is melting and it is formed in the form of a sphere, copper sphere, let us say. In these situations, volume of the system remains constant. Volume remains constant. That is a very important thing. The same wire is stretched, or same wire is melting and in the form and made in the form of another form. In whatever it may be the situation, volume remains constant. So here it is, in this situation it is pi R square L. Here in this situation it is pi R square L is equals to 4 by 3 pi R cube. The volume of the system remains constant, pi R square L. In this situation the volume of the wire is equals to pi R square L. But if the copper wire is made in the form of this one, then volume can be written as 4 by 3 pi R cube. 4 by 3 pi R cube. This is the situation both. So, volume remains constant. So, now based on this we can write, this can be, resistance can be drawn, right can be here. So, R is equals to rho L by A. For our convenience, I am multiplying and dividing with L. I am multiplying, dividing with L. So, this this ratio doesn't change. Multiplication and division with length, this ratio does not changes. So, from this R can be written as rho L square by area into length. Then R is equals to rho L square by area into length is nothing but volume. Area into length is nothing but volume. So this volume. So when we can use this relation, R is equals to rho L square by V. R is equals to rho L square by V. When we can use this situation. So when we can use this situation means, if the length of the wire is stretched or elongated, or the same wire is made in the form of another shape, in those situations volume remains constant. Volume of the system does not changes. So R is equals to rho L square by V. So or this can be R is equals to rho L square by volume can be written as mass by density. Volume can be written as mass by density because mass equals to volume into density. So R is equals to rho L square by M into D. R is equals to rho L square by M into D. So this is the form of the resistance here. So from this we can write R proportional to L square by M because for a given material density remains constant and specific resistance also remains constant. If the temperature also remains constant, then specific resistance remains constant. So resistance is directly proportional to L square by M. If the in terms of length, so R proportional to L square or R proportional to 1 by M. R proportional to L square or R proportional to 1 by any one we can use here. We can use any one here. So that is the situation. So actually R is equals to rho L by A. We are multiplying and dividing with length. Rho L square by area into length. Area into length is nothing but volume. Volume can be written as mass by density, since mass equals to volume into density. So volume into density. So R is equals to rho L square by M into D. Resistance in terms of length and mass. Resistance in terms of length and mass are proportional to L square by M. So R proportional to L square or R proportional to 1 by M. So that means in this situation delta R by R can be written as 2 into delta L by L. For small changes R proportional to L square, we can write it as delta R by R is equals to 2 into delta L by L. So this is the condition. Or in this situation delta R by R is equals to minus delta M by M. Delta R by R is equals to minus delta M by M. So these are the two situations here. So resistance in terms of length and resistance in terms of mass. If both must be mentioned in the problem, we can use R proportional to L square by M. When we can use R proportional to L square? If the wire is stretched to n times. If the wire is stretched to n times so that its volume remains constant, then for example, how the volume remains constant? See here, one example. For example, if it is a wire of length L and radius is R. If the length of the wire is doubled, for example, if the wire is stretched so that its length is doubled, then if the length becomes doubled, volume formula is pi R square L. Volume formula is pi R square L. If length becomes doubled, how the volume remains constant? Here the condition is, if the length of the wire increases, that radius must be decreases. So elongation of the wire causes decrease in the thickness. Decrease in the thickness means radius of the wire decreases. Due to the decrease in the radius, length increases, radius decreases. That's why volume remains constant. That is the concept here. So here wire is stretched. If the length of the wire becomes 3 times or 4 times, 5 times, whatever it is, in that situation, how the volume remains constant means, if the length of the wire increases, radius of the wire decreases. That's why the volume of the system remains constant. So this is the concept. This R is equals to rho L by A. So based on that, in terms of length, R is equals to rho L square by M into D. R proportional to L square. That means if the length of the wire changes, then we can use R proportional to L square. If the mass is also changes, R proportional to L square by M. Next, the same situation. See here, R is equals to again rho L by A. R is equals to rho L by A. Multiply and divide with area. Multiply and divide with area. So then R is equals to rho into length into area divided by A square. Rho into length into area divided by A square. So R is equals to rho V by A square. V is volume. Rho V by A square. V is the volume. Volume of the system remains constant in this situation. Volume of the system remains constant. So from this R can be written as rho volume can be written as again mass by density. R equals to rho m by d A square. Volume can be written as mass by density. So that is, so this is one formula. So that means R proportional to m by A square. R proportional to m by A square. Previous case is R proportional to L square by m. But here it is R proportional to m by A square. The previous situation is if the length of the wire changes, then we can use that relation. But if the area of the wire changes or radius changes, then this is the situation. So here R proportional to 1 by A square. So that is for small changes, delta R by R is equal, so that means we can write R proportional to A power minus 2. So delta R by R is equals to minus 2 into delta A by A for small changes. Percentage means simply into 100 we can do. Percentage means into 100 we can do here. So but here R proportional to 1 by area is pi R square whole square. So R proportional to 1 by pi R power 4. That's why resistance is inversely proportional to 4th power of radius. Resistance is inversely proportional to 4th power of radius. So that means delta R by, from this we can write R proportional to R power minus 4. Delta R by R is equals to minus 4 into delta R by R. Delta R by R equals to minus 4 into delta R by R. That means percentage change means into 100 for this. For small changes it is. So these are the two conditions. So here R is equals to R proportional to m by A square. A square. So in terms of area it is. If the radius changes, then resistance is inversely proportional to 4th power of radius. Resistance is inversely proportional to 4th power of radius. So that is delta R by R is equals to minus 4 into delta small r by capital R. So here we have two formulas. So that is R proportional to L square by m and R proportional to m by A square or R proportional to m by R power 4. So area can be written as pi R square whole square is R power 4. Here we have these two formulas, these three formulas. When we can use these three formulas? If the wire is stretched or elongated, if the wire is stretched or elongated, if the length of the wire changes, only length of the wire changes, simply we can write it as R proportional to L square. If mass also changes, then we can use L square by m. In the same process, while stretching the wire, if the area of cross section changes, then we can use this one R proportional to 1 by A square. R proportional to 1 by A square. During the stretching process, if the radius of the wire changes, then R proportional to 1 by R power 4. R proportional to 1 by R power 4. This is the situation. So these are the formulas, special cases of resistance. So resistance R proportional to L square by m or m by A square, m by R power 4. Where we can use these means, if the wire is stretched or elongated or the same wire is made in the form of another wire. So same wire is made in the form of another shape. So length That means if initially length of the wire, let us say it is a cylindrical shape, it is made in the form of a sphere. In those situations, volume remains constant, and these are the applications here. So these are the formulas based on this. R proportional to L square by M, R proportional to M by A square, R proportional to M by R power 4. So now, so let us have an example. If the wire is stretched so that its length becomes 3 times. If the wire is stretched so that its length becomes 3 times, find the ratio of resistances. Find the ratio of resistances in the two conditions. What are the two conditions here? What are the two conditions? Before stretching, after stretching. Here the condition is, see here the question. If the wire is stretched so that length of the wire becomes 3 times, only length is mentioned, mass does not mention. So we can write it as R proportional to L square. R proportional to L square. So from this we can write R1 by R2 is equals to L1 by L2 whole square. Only length is mentioned here. If the wire is stretched so that its length becomes 3 times, only length becomes 3 times, then what is the find the ratio of resistances in the two conditions. So if L1 is equals to L, L2 is equals to 3L. After stretching, the length of the wire becomes 3 times. So that means from R1 by R2 is equals to L by 3L whole square. So that is LL gets cancelled, 1 by 9, 3 square is 9. So this is the ratio of resistances. For example, in the same situation, if the radius of the wire becomes half, if the radius of the wire becomes half, find the ratio of resistances. Find the ratio of resistances. So that means radius, only radius is mentioned. Only radius is mentioned. So the radius of the wire becomes half. If the wire is stretched, so that the radius of the wire becomes half, that is R proportional to 1 by R power 4. So that means R1 by R2 is equals to R2 by R1 whole power 4. Here if R1 is equals to R, R2 is equals to half, that means R by 2. If initial radius is R and the final radius is R by 2. So from this we can write R1 by R2 is equals to R by 2 divided by R whole power 4. So 1 by 2 power 4, that is 1 by 16. R1 by R2 is equals to, like that. If the radius only changes, then we can use this situation. If only length of the wire changes, we can use this situation, both. And one more thing is, both conditions does not mention in the same problem. Both conditions does not mention in the same problem. That means length of the wire becomes n times, length of the wire becomes doubled or tripled, and radius becomes half or 1 by third. Both conditions does not mention in the same problem. So any one we can do. So that is the concept here. So next, resistance. For example, so let us say it is the cube. So A, B, C, D. Next, first resistance can be written as rho L by A. Resistance is equals to rho L by A. So how can you find out the resistance across? Let us say this is the length and this is the breadth and this is the height. Length, breadth, height. So volume can be written as LBH. Volume of the cube is equals to length, breadth and height. So R is equals to rho L by A. First we can find out, find resistance across AB, across the faces AB. These are the faces. This is A and this is B. Then RAB. So in this situation AB, what is the length here? L. Remaining is considered as area. So these are the two faces A and B. Between A and B, what is the length here? L. So remaining is considered as area. So that's why we can write it as rho L by BH. Rho L by BH. General formula R is equals to rho L by A. R is equals to rho L by A. L area is considered as BH. So because remaining area, this is B and it is H. Now we are calculating resistance across AB. This is end A and this is end B. Across these ends, how can we calculate resistance? R is equals to rho L by A, actual formula. Here length between A and B faces is L. Length of the length, that means the difference between A and B faces is L. That is considered as length. Remaining is considered as area. That is RAB is equals to rho L by BH. Next, resistance across CD. So this is upper portion and lower portion. So resistance across CD can be written as, what is the length between C and D? So here the length is considered as B. So rho B by LH, remaining area. So in this volume, if one is considered as length, remaining is area. Here we have to find out the resistance between the faces C and D. Resistance across the faces C and D. How can you calculate resistance across CD? So the length of the length is B here. Length is B. Remaining is area. So rho L by A, actual formula. Resistance is equals to rho L by A. L is nothing but B. Area is LH. Next, opposite faces here it is. Let us say it is E and it is F. So resistance across EF. REF is equals to. So these are the opposite faces like this. So opposite faces. So this one and this one. So this face, so this face and inner face. The distance between these two is nothing but h. So that's why rho h by LB. Rho h by LB, because this is inner face and it is outer face. Inner face and outer face. The distance between inner face and outer face is h. So that's why rho h by remaining area. Remaining area is LB. So this is the way to calculate the resistance across the given materials. R is equals to rho L by A. So find rho L by A. In this case L is the length, next case B is the length. So apart from the length, remaining is area. Here if L is the length, BH is area. If B is the length, LH is area. If H is the length, LB is the area. So this is the way to calculate the resistance across the ends of the cube. Now so all these are about uniform cross sections. Uniform cross sections. If the shape of non-uniform cross section, so for example problem, like this. If the shape of the substance is like this, if the all are uniform shapes, then R can be written as rho L by A. Length is uniform, area of cross section is uniform. But here it is non-uniform cross section. Here the radius is more and here the radius is less. How can we calculate the resistance of this portion? That is important here. Here let us say its radius is B and its radius is A. So for example, if it is the length of uniform area of cross section, throughout the length the area is uniform, we can write R is equals to rho L by A, no doubt about that. If area of cross section is uniform, simply we can write R is equals to rho L by A. But here area of cross section is not uniform. Area of cross section decreases from this position to this position. Area of cross section decreases from this position to this position. Then how can we calculate this resistance in this situation? So that's we have to calculate now. How can we calculate the resistance in this situation? So listen carefully. Here, so generally R is equals to rho L by A. For our convenience, small resistance can be written as rho dx by A. For small portion of thickness dx, let us say this total length is L. From this position to this position, the length is L. But just I am considering the small portion of thickness dx. Small portion of thickness dx here. For that small portion of thickness dx, the small resistance is dr. So for the small portion the resistance is dr and the thickness is dx by A, that is the condition. Here, now we have to calculate the total resistance. Actually R is equals to rho L by A. In thermodynamics we did already, small work done. So dW can be written as PdV, total work done W can be written as integral of PdV, or W can be written as integral of dW, that is equals to integral of PdV. Like that, here also this total resistance formula is R is equals to rho L by A, but for our convenience I am considering the small resistance for the small portion. Small resistance for the small portion is rho dx by A, rho dx by A. So this radius is, let us say, R. This radius is R. It is at a distance x from one end. Just I am considering the small portion of radius r having thickness dx at a distance x from the left end, at a distance x from the left end. So, consider of thickness dx which is at a distance x from left end. So, now we have to calculate this area here. So, see here, let us say it is the angle phi. Here if you draw this is this angle phi, tan phi can be written as opposite side by adjacent side. Here let us say if we draw this line at this position, if we draw this line at this position, here let us say this is angle phi, here it is angle phi, tan phi can be written as opposite side by adjacent side, opposite side by adjacent side. What is this opposite side? This total is B and this is R. What is the remaining value? Here it is total is B and this is R and this is the remaining value. The remaining value is B minus R divided by X for this portion. See here. So, here this is the condition. Here I am drawing this line at this position. Let us say it makes an angle, it makes an angle phi here. So, tan phi can be written as opposite side by adjacent side and this is the opposite side. This portion we have to. This total is B and it is R. Remaining is B minus R divided by X. Remaining is B minus R divided by X. So, next here, see here. If the same angle it is phi, let us say here, this total is B and this is A. Yes. This is B. If you draw this line here and this is A and it forms an angle phi here, it forms an angle phi here. Here also again tan phi, opposite side by adjacent side, opposite side by adjacent side. What is this? Total is B and this is A, this remaining portion is B minus A. So, tan phi is equals to B minus A by, this is nothing but length L. So, both are drawing in the same diagram, but somewhat confusing. That is why I draw here separately. So, for this total portion, now we have to calculate the resistance of this non-uniform area. So, this is B and this is A. So, for our convenience, I am considering a small portion of thickness dx and radius is r. So, if you draw this line here, this makes an angle phi. I am writing tan phi, B minus R by X. In the same way, if you draw this line to this position, draw this to this position like this, again we got tan phi is equals to B minus A by L. See here. So, this is the line we draw. Here it is phi, opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side is B minus A because this is B and this is A. Remaining B minus A, B minus A. So, here also the both the cases again tan phi is equals to B minus A by L. Here both the angles must be same. So, therefore, B minus R by X is equals to B minus A by L, cross multiplication. BL minus RL is equals to BX minus AX. BL minus cross multiplication, BL minus RL is equals to BX minus AX. So here BL minus BX plus AX is equals to RL. Only this RL comes to this side, remaining all BL minus BX plus AX. So BL plus X common, A minus B is equals to RL. BL here X common, A minus B. So from this R can be written as BL plus X into A minus B divided by L. So R is equals to BL by L plus X into A minus B by L. So R is equals to B plus X by L into A minus B. This is the radius of this portion. Radius of this portion. What is the radius of this portion from A and B in terms of A and B? So this is the situation. So now dr is equals to rho dx by area. So dr is equals to rho dx by area of that portion is pi r square. What is the radius here? R. Just I am considering first I am calculating the resistance of the small portion. The dr is equals to rho dx by A. Area is nothing but R. So we calculated R in terms of A and B. We calculated R in terms of A and B. So dr is equals to rho dx divided by pi into, what is the value of R? B plus X by L into A minus B whole square. So resistance is equals to integral of dr from A to B. So the radius changes from A to B. Small radius is A, big radius is B. So R is equals to integral of dr from A to B. Therefore R is equals to integral of A to B rho dx divided by pi into B plus X by L into A minus B whole square. On integrating we got it as rho L by pi AB. After integrating this one, we got R is equals to rho L by pi AB. Rho L by pi AB. So this is the resistance of this portion. Resistance of this portion. What we are doing here is very simple. So we don't know the exact total area. Here it is B and it is A radii. So for our convenience, I am considering the small radius of small thickness dx whose radius is r. So that's why dr for this small portion the resistance is dr. For this small portion the resistance is dr. dr is equals to rho into dx by A. dx is the, let us say, the thickness of this portion. So we have to calculate the radius r. So see here, this is the angle phi here, tan phi, opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side, this portion is B minus R by X. In the same way, if we draw the line here, here also it makes an angle B minus A by L. When equating these two, we calculated the value of R and substitute here. dr is equals to rho dx by A. Area is pi r square. Just we substitute the value of R we got here. So rho R is equals to rho L by pi AB. Rho L by pi AB. This is the situation. This is the resistance of this portion. For example, here let us say one. Here the conical shape whose radius is, let us say it is 3 centimeters. Here the radius is 1 centimeter and the length of this portion is 10 centimeters. Length of this portion is 10 centimeters. Here the radius is 3 centimeters, here the radius is 1 centimeter. Find the resistance of this portion. Resistance R can be written as rho L by pi AB. R is equals to rho L by pi AB. So R is equals to rho into L is 10, pi A is 3 centimeters, B is 1. So rho 10 rho by 3 pi. R is equals to like this. Simply, if it is 3 centimeters and if it is 1 centimeter, if it is 3 centimeter and if it is 1 centimeter, now resistance is equals to, formula is rho L by pi AB, rho L by pi AB. R is equals to rho into length is given as 10 centimeter, pi into area of cross section. So that is AB, 1 centimeter and 3 centimeters, 3 into 1, that is 10 rho by 3 pi. So this is example. So next, so let us say this is the symbol of the resistance and it is also the symbol of the resistance, but it is variable resistance. These two are the symbols of the resistance, and this is the uniform resistance, and it is, if the symbol gives variable resistance, constant resistance and variable resistance. Next, for example, let us say hollow cylinder like this. This total, this is B and inner radius is A. Outer radius is B and inner radius is A, where B is the outer radius and small a is the inner radius. B is the outer radius and A is the inner radius. Now, what is the resistance? How can you calculate the resistance of this portion? And let us say L is the length of this portion, length of the cylinder. Length of the cylinder. Here two conditions arises. First condition, if potential difference, if the potential difference is considered across the ends of the cylinder, potential difference is considered across the ends of the cylinder. So here if we consider the potential difference across the ends, potential difference is considered across these ends. Now the resistance is generally R is equals to rho L by A. Rho L by A is pi B square minus pi A square. So R is equals to rho L by pi into B square minus A square. So that means this is the axis of the cylinder. This is the natural axis of the cylinder, and if the current passes through the axis of the cylinder, that means the potential difference is applied across the ends of the cylinder. Potential difference is applied across the ends of the cylinder like this. Now resistance can be written as R is equals to rho L by A. R is equals to rho L by A. So here it is rho L by area. Here outer radius is pi B square, inner radius is pi A square, that is pi into B square minus pi into A square. Pi B square minus pi A square, that is pi into B square minus A square. This is the resistance. When the situation if the potential difference is applied across the ends of the conductor, ends of the cylinder. So from between this end, let us say it is A and it is B, and if the potential difference is applied between ends A and B, then the resistance is rho L by pi into B square minus A square. But here one more condition is, second condition is, if the potential difference is applied between inner and outer surface, if the potential difference is applied between inner and outer surface, let us say inner surface is C and outer surface is D. If the potential difference applied between these two ends, here previous case is the potential difference applied between these two ends, here the potential difference applied between inner and outer surfaces, like this. In this situation, what is the resistance? Here I am considering a small portion. Here I am going, for example, see here, so outer radius is B, inner radius is R. So here I am considering a small portion like this. So thickness is dr. So for the small portion of thickness dr, then resistance, small resistance dr is equals to, so rho dr by A, rho into dr by A for small thickness. So from this dr can be written as rho dr by area can be written as 2 pi r L. So L length does not changes here. So radius of the portion what we considered is R. Radius of the portion we considered is R. So that's why area can be written as 2 pi r L. Here the current flows like this. Current flows normal to the axis of the cylinder. So that's why area is 2 pi r L. So total resistance can be written as integral of dr, that radius changes from A to B, that radius of the cylinder changes from A to B. So that's why integral of A to B rho dr by 2 pi r L. So R is equals to rho by 2 pi L into integral of 1 by r dr from A to B. So R is equals to rho by 2 pi L into log R A to B. Integral of 1 by r dr is log R. So therefore R is equals to rho by 2 pi L into, first to substitute the log R, A to B, lower limit, upper limit. First upper limit is B, lower limit is A. So first we have to substitute the upper limit minus lower limit. Rho by 2 pi L into log of B by A. Rho by 2 pi L into log of B by A. That is the resistance. Here two conditions. Cylindrical surface, here we have two conditions. Resistance is applied across the ends of the cylinder, and potential difference. Potential difference is applied across the ends of the cylinder, or the potential difference applied between inner and outer surfaces. Two conditions here. So here no problem. R is equals to rho L by A, pi b square minus pi a square. Here it is pi b square minus pi a square. Directly we can write it as. But here in this situation, I am considering the small portion of thickness dr whose radius is r. In this situation, I am considering the small thickness dr whose radius is r. For the small portion, the resistance is dr. Dr is equals to rho dr by area is length into breadth, 2 pi r into L. 2 pi r into L. So that is rho dr by 2 pi rl. So how the radius changes? Inner radius is A, outer radius is B. From A to B, 1 by r dr log r. First we substitute upper limit minus lower limit. So that's why rho by 2 pi L into log of B by A. So that is the condition.